Okay, so we're canyoning. We're in the canyon right now, and we get to rappel, the next anchor. And what do? So we're going to talk about a couple ways to do that. So a couple ways to set up the rappel. First thing we do, here's our anchor. We see there's two bolts. Each bolt has a quick link. So the first thing we want to do is anchor ourselves to the anchor. So we've got our personal anchor system here. One strand is longer than the other with our two carabiners. So we clip in, that's the first thing, protect ourselves. Clip in here, and we clip in here. So here we are, now we're protected. Now, what do we have? It's always important to look at the material, right? So just don't take the material for granted. As we see here, each bolt has a quick link. This quick link is actually open. And so we want to close that up. So we give it a good twist and make sure it's closed. You don't want to rappel off of open things or old and broken, nasty things. This one's a little rusted, but it looks solid. And so here's our system. We got two of these things. So we're clipped in. So then we grab our rope, right? And so the first thing that we look at is where we're going to pull the rope from down below. So we look down below and we can see that we want to pull it a little bit from the left side. And so we're going to start threading the rope through this anchor on the left side. So we stick it here, and then we stick it through the other quick link right here. So now we've got the rope going through both of those. This rappel is only about 5 meters, and so we're just going to pull out about 5 meters. 5 meters of rope. That's all we want. We don't want all the rope down the bottom. We just want the rope pretty tight right at the end, you know. So it's almost touching the ground. And then we give it a toss down. This is nice smooth rock, and there it is. Now it's down. So we're going to be rappelling on this side of the rope. This is just a single rope rappel. So we're going to rappel on this side. So we have to block this side. So what we're going to do here is tie a figure 9 knot. And so to tie a figure 9, you just take a bite of rope, and then it's just like a figure 8, right? Except half a pass more. So this would just be a figure 8, but we pass it around one more time, and then we come up through the back side here, and that's a figure 9. And the reason we want to tie a figure 9 instead of a figure 8 is that because there's one more loop around the rope, and so that allows us to have a little bit more resistance in the knot, which just means that we use more rope and it's a stronger knot. And with that extra wrap, it's easier to get the knot out at the end because we're going to be weighting the rope, you know, as we rappel. So all our weight's on it. Sometimes those knots get real tight, and so a figure 9 comes out a little bit easier. Another way to secure the knot is to put a carabiner through it. And so we can put the carabiner through this last loop like that, and then also clip this final loop. So we do this for two reasons. One is to decrease it just makes it easier to get the knot out at the end. Like I just said, as we tighten down and we rappel, the knot gets really tight, and so it's difficult to take it apart. So by putting a carabiner through that, it just makes it easier to get it out. The second reason is that this knot is much bigger than the quick link, so it's not going to pass through. It's impossible that this knot will pass through. But we have an extra carabiner in there. It's just another level of protection. So we know that this knot, if it somehow passed through this quick link, the carabiner is not going to, because it's much bigger diameter than this. So now we just pull it tight, we test it, we pull on the rope, and we know it's blocked. You can see this big knot is blocked here. And we want to put that knot on the outside, because then when we pull, we're going to be pulling from the other side of the rope. And so as we pull, the knot just slides away real easy. If we put this knot on the bottom side, then it could get caught and stuck between the quick link or any part of your anchor and the rock. And so this makes for a very easy and clean retrieval of the rope. And that's it. So now we just have to put ourselves on a rappel. There's a couple different ways to set up your rappel on your carabiner in your 8. And so simple way is just to, again, make a small bite, pass it through the bottom of the 8, pass it over the top of the small loop, and now it's on. So now you just simply flip it over. You take it out, and the beauty of this, if I drop this right now, it won't fall out because it's in the rope. So we just took it out, and now we just flip it over. And now we're on rappel. We close our gate, and then we check it. So here we are. You want this strand of the rope coming out towards you instead of being on the other side, because if it's on the other side, there's a possibility that this could slide up and then you get stuck there on a girth hitch. And that's not what you want, because then you're stuck hanging there. And so you want this part of the rope coming out towards you, so facing you, and then we just suck it up a little bit and we test it. And so we know we're on rappel. This is tight. My anchor systems are loose. This is loose and this is loose. So now we're on. So now simply we can take these out and then we start rappelling. You can also block this. We'll talk about blocking the 8 in just a minute, but the easiest way to block this 8 is just like this. You pass it behind, give it a pull, and now it's blocked. But for extra safety, you pass this rope through your carabiner, and then you just do the same exact motion. Pass it up here, behind the rope, give it a tug, pull it down, and now it's completely blocked. So you can see I'm on rappel and I'm blocked. I still haven't taken out this other one yet, because if something goes wrong, at least I'm on something. I always have a backup, redundancy. So now we're on rappel, we're blocked. The last thing I do is take out this last one. Okay, everything's good. My figure 9 is blocking the rope. So now we undo this blockage, and so you just pull it, pass that rope through your carabiner, and now you pull it again. One more pull, one more good tug. Okay, now I'm on rappel. So now I simply just start rappelling, and there we go, all the way down to the bottom.